Good afternoon. It is May 1, 2024, and it's Wednesday. Here in Sherbrooke, it is 12 degrees Celsius, 53 degrees Fahrenheit. Sorry, it's getting ahead of myself. It's mostly cloudy. Has been all day. It was raining last night, but it's not raining right now. Here in Sherbrooke, daylight-wise, the sun rose at 5:35 a.m. and will set at 7:55 p.m., which I believe is longer than yesterday. It's 14 hours and 20 minutes of sunlight today. It might be filtered through gray clouds, but it is there. It exists. I'm speed running this because I am going to go and make some music with Bob. I was planning on going to make music today, and then last night Bob asked me if I wanted to make music, so this is quite fortuitous that we both wish to make music together and are going to make music together. I did go to bed a little bit too late, so did Bob, by his own admission. So we're starting this a little bit later than we had anticipated, but it is going to happen very soon. Today I'm thinking about the song Acid Base by Mandy. Yesterday I was feeling very anxious throughout the day, like really very, very anxious. And so I went out, I wanted to just get out of the house, so I went and I traded some Magic the Gathering cards that I was not using. And I was just holding on to because I wanted to have them, but I wasn't actually using them. So I went to the local game store to trade them in so I could buy some cards I was actually going to use, which is 4 copies of Sun-Baked Canyon. I was running Battlefield Forge in my burn deck, my Modern Boros burn deck. It's not sufficient because you can tap for colorless, and you can take 1 damage to tap for red or white, but the tapping for colorless is not very useful. And the advantage of Sun-Baked Canyon is that you can tap for red or white and take 1 damage, but you can also you can use 1 generic and tap it and sacrifice it and draw a card, and the card draw is what I need. To the point where, like, some people even run, I believe it's called a Fiery Islet, which is the same land, one of the newest Modern Horizons 1 lands, where it taps for red or blue, but you're just and you take 1 damage if you tap for mana, but just the card draw is worthwhile. And so I got in the Battlefield Forge initially because I wanted to save some money, but no, it's much worse, actually. Like, at this point, it's like fucking unplayable. Anyway, so I did that, and but when I went out to walk to the local game store to the phone, before I left, I realized that the Mandy album came out. Mandy, which is Miranda Winters from the band Milk Belly, which is a great band, and I highly recommend getting into them. Who haven't put anything out since 2020, since their album Pith in 2020, which is really fantastic. I shift towards a little less noisy, still a bit noisy, but a little less noisy, a bit more catchy, accessible sound. Shifted more towards stuff that sounds like The Breeders, which is good. Also, Miranda Winters' vocal style became more Kim Deal-ish, which I'm fine with. Kim Deal has one of the most beautiful voices in all of rock music. I'm always down for that. But yeah, this is her solo album. It's great. I really had some difficulty trying to figure out which song to talk about, since they're all great. But I wanted to find one that would, like, encapsulate the sound of the album entirely, and I still haven't really quite figured that out. But Acid Base is a great song. Other highlights, it's just a great album. Miss Appear is great. Mickey's Dead Stuff is great. I love the flow of that song. It's pretty repetitive, and then it just ends on this, like, it's great. Come On to the Exist, the cover of Now That I'm a Woman. I mean, actually, just the whole album. Lawn Girl by Mandy. It's fantastic. Listen to it if you're into I guess what I usually talk about on this weather report, which is rock music made by white women. I've just, not that that's bad, but it just that I was thinking about that earlier. Like 90% of what I talk about seems to be rock music made by white American women. Um, later today, later today, it's going to be a little bit sunny. Let me see, Bob. Sorry, I'm just going to reply to Bob. Okay. It's going to stay relatively stable for the rest of the day. Going up a bit to 15 degrees Celsius, 58 degrees Fahrenheit, starting at 4. And then a slow descent down to a reasonable 9 degrees Celsius, 49 degrees Fahrenheit at the end of the night. It's not supposed to rain all day, which is pretty nice. So yeah, I'm going to go make some music with Bob. I'm very excited about this. We'll see what happens. I'm stoked. I'm a little scared because it's been a while since I've made music with anybody else. But let's do it. The sunlight exists, like I said earlier, even though it's colored a bit differently today. Grayer, less bright. Behind those clouds exist beautiful blue skies and golden sunshine all along the way. Everyone, have a great day.